up, nerds and nerdettes, and we little nerdlings all? Your buddy Big Johnny G from Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming is back on your screen because you clicked the button and put me here. How's it going, everyone? Saturday, as far as the day we are filming this, it is Saturday. It is the last Saturday of 2017, and we had a game day. 20-sided Warriors were over, and we played a few games, and a couple of games that we played today were our first time playing the games. So we wanted to do a couple of 20-sided shots and let everyone know what our first impressions are. Now, we just dropped the first one. Now we're dropping the second one. That second is actually an expansion.
Yeah, it is.
Oh! Whoa! Alex is here! I almost missed that. He stayed. Everyone else already left. Saturday, people got plans. I'm old. I'm married. I'm a loser. I don't got a lot of plans, so I stay here and I do videos for you guys. So, what we did was, you've seen a few videos, the last ones that we did. We're a little bit of latecomers, but we've totally gotten into Tiny Epic Galaxies.
Yeah.
Loving this game big time. So, of course, I made sure to get the expansion.
Yeah.
Beyond the Black. And we finished playing that. Actually, Alice today was her first time playing Galaxies at all.
Yeah?
And she loved it so much, when the Galaxies game was over, she goes, "You guys think we could play another game?"
Yeah?
And that's when I said, why don't we break out the expansion? And I think what you said was right. About the order of playing the game.
Yeah, I think you want to play the base game before you jump into the expansion. But once you've played the base game and you have the rules down, I mean, one game's enough to really get the rules of Tiny Epic Galaxies. You can jump right into this. I mean, it adds a couple more decks to it, but the gameplay isn't changed enough for it to be difficult. It's easy to pick up once you know the basic rules.
I think it's a perfect example of what an expansion should be.
Yes.
It adds some new things. It has a couple of new aspects, but not too much. It doesn't go overboard with everything that's new.
Right.
And everything else that's in it is going to be just an add-on to what the game already has. It's just adding on to it. It's not changing stuff up.
Right. It isn't a radical change. It just adds some new strategic elements, but I don't think it really changes the base strategy. It changes it for the better. It doesn't make it a different game.
Now you can go check out our 20-sided shots on the base core game. So we're not going to really be talking about that too much unless this specific example we have to give. Yeah. So you're not going to learn too much from us right now about the base game is what I'm saying. But we do have several videos of that up, playthroughs, solo, how to play, 20-sided shots on it. So you can check that out on the base game. Now, what this adds is, well, the first thing that I really liked that it added was an exploration aspect to the game.
Yes, the whole unexplored space with its own little deck.
Normally, the core game is just going out and conquering planets.
Right. So
this brings in that whole other element of exploration, making it, I guess, a 2X game.
Right. Right.
And I did that once. I think I only went in once to go in and investigate unknown space. But I mean, that was cool. That just didn't end up being my plan for that game.
Right. I mean, my end victory condition involved getting as many of the dangerous parts of unknown space as possible. So I was hitting it up. I hit it up like 4 times. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool because it's the normal cards typically just give you resources. Yeah. So basically it's another way to generate resources. Use your launch action to generate resources. Get yourself on a place to get culture. If there aren't any culture planets out there.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to mention, is it gives you another opportunity to get culture.
Right, which depending on the planets out, I mean, there can be none. Mm-hmm. So this always gives you an opportunity to get culture. And then the red danger zone.
It's danger zone. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, danger, danger.
I found at least that they typically had more of the exploration symbols on it, which add to the end. And your score at the end game, whoever has the most gets 2 points, whoever has the second most gets 1. And there's 4 symbols. So it's just another way to get points.
You racked up on that.
I nailed all of them. I got first in all of them. Still lost, but I got first in all of them. But yeah, and then there's also like these places that are bad that you have to escape. and so you get stuck in a little orbit colonization track.
Yeah,
around
just
that.
like when you're trying to colonize a planet. Yeah.
Right. And I only got stuck in one. You don't generate anything when you're stuck there, but it's cool because you do get a victory point. So you're like, oh man, I'm not generating any resources, so I got to pound through this. But at least it's not all for nothing. I get a point.
Yeah, you do. You do get something for it. And there's also some of the planetary cards that this adds in with this deck are dual cards.
Yeah.
Where it gives both energy and culture. And culture is really, traditionally, I've found to be the hardest thing to come across in this game. So having the ability to go to the uncharted space, or now none of the new planet cards actually came up. We shuffled them in.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means we shuffled them in too good or we shuffled them in too poorly. But we got a chance to look at them before we put them in, and to see that double amount was
It's exciting.
Yeah, it was. It really was exciting. Now the other thing about this that it adds in that's very exciting is pilots.
Yeah.
You can hire. It's not really. I originally went into this thinking it was more of a bidding system, but it's not.
No.
It's just again manipulating, the luck of the roll and using certain dice to unlock pilots that can work certain ships, and the pilots each have their own special ability.
Right, and they each are attached to that ship, so they have their special ability for that ship only. It's not like a new power that you gain always. It's you send them out. So I had a pilot that I sent out to the unexplored space, and whenever she hit one of the places that was bad for me, it made them both lose a resource.
Yeah.
So
Wasn't happy about that.
so it gives you basically incentive. I mean, you had the two really good pilots.
Oh, what a great balance! I had the one pilot that would give me, if I spent a culture, he would or she would give me an extra economy when I'm going around the planet.
Yeah, it was like an extra 2 diplomacy.
And the other one was the
diplomacy.
opposite for economy.
Yeah, and with the energy.
I really think being lucky enough to get dice rolls for me to get both of them within the first 2 turns is what made me win the game.
Yeah, I mean, you can roll 1 diplomacy or 1 economics and jump 3 spots. And like, that's huge.
I think it was once, but maybe there was twice where I was able to just follow you or Alice and manipulated that captain's ability, and boom, I got this planet that I was like 2-3 things away from.
Yeah, you were like 2 spots behind me, and then you got the planet.
And I was able to do it, and it wasn't my turn.
Yeah,
and that really put me ahead with points, because next thing you know, like I did it to Alice, and then I was next, so I just got these points with this, and then I was able to go on a planet and take more points myself, and those two were really worked good together.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think we found that in the base game too with some of the planets.
Oh yeah. The one that allows you to advance 1 on an economy, advance 1 space on the diplomacy. It's a sort of an equivalent of that. Yeah. But I thought this was a great expansion. I thought it did exactly what an expansion is supposed to do. It added a few new elements, added a couple of new things that are really super cool, but generally just gave us more of what we already love from the game itself.
Yeah.
And this, so far we've played all of them except Defenders.
Yes.
And I did the Kickstarter for the expansion, which is coming with the second edition core game. So we'll be trying that in a couple of months. But so far, between Galaxies, Western, Kingdoms, and Quest, that's the order I like them best in.
What's that?
Galaxies, Western,
I like this
Kingdoms, and Best. Well, I consider Beyond the Black is just, to me, it's part of Galaxies.
Yeah, Galaxies is the best in my book.
So you agree with me?
Yeah, for sure.
And Western, which is advertised right there, actually, that'd be my number 2.
I think so. I think so too. Yeah, I mean, Heroes. I enjoy Heroes. I'm really excited to get into the expansion.
Yeah, look forward. We'll be having a video on the expansion for Kingdom Heroes coming up soon too.
But definitely, I don't know, there's just more elegance, I feel like, in Galaxies and Western than in Heroes and Quest. Especially Quest. I like Quest, but it's a little simple.
It is. Well, it is what it's supposed to be. Like an homage to the Zelda style, like 80s platform video games. And that's the problem, is I didn't like those video games back then. So that's why it's on the bottom of my list. So, but then again, like I said, we still haven't played Defenders.
Yep.
And I heard that they've announced that this coming year, 2018, there's going to be another Tiny Epic game.
So excited.
Not an expansion. It's going to be a brand new game in the system, but they haven't said what it's covering. Is it covering fantasy or sci-fi, western, something new, like Tiny Epic Horror or Tiny Epic Supers?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, this was worth it. If you own Tiny Epic Galaxies and you don't have Beyond the Black, change that shizer right now. Just put an end to it. Because you need this. This is the perfect companion. But after I've played with this, the core game feels more like Tiny Epic Galaxies 0.5.
I agree.
And with this added to it, that makes it the one game it should be.
Yeah, it completes it. It adds just enough extra depth and complexity, and gives you just a little bit more choices so that it's not just one thing over and over. And
the expansion, everything fits in here.
Yeah.
We got it tight.
Yep.
We're not putting anything else in here.
No.
But it was the perfect amount to squeeze in with the core box. And that is always a plus to me. If there's an expansion and all the stuff from the expansion fits in the main box, thank you. Yeah. That's what I got to say to you game designers out there that think of this and you do it that way. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, so as a final sign off on this, definitely get this. If you own this, you have to own this. That's my first impression, and I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah, no way. I agree 100%.
All right, so I'm your buddy Big Johnny G. Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. Remember, we are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram. You want to get your hands on some cool shirts? Most of these shirts, if you see me wearing a shirt and you've never seen this design before, it's probably because it's a Two Gun Pixie shirt. And we sell them on Zazzle. We just had a huge bunch of sales over the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I'm just telling you, it just exploded because it's the end of the year sales.
Yep.
Whatever holiday it is that you're celebrating, you want to get something, and a lot of nerds have been doing that. So check us out on Zazzle too. We're all over the place. And until next time, and that's going to be very soon, I promise, my friends, I am out of here.